Hi everyone, I thought that I would just make a video instead of having to put up all the pictures and then individually write on them because that would take too much time. So I took a bunch of notes today and, okay, well first of all, I actually just ran to LCC today to get the paperwork for our club to make sure that everything was filled out correct. And then I went around and I looked at all of the recycling bins that LCC has, because I knew that there were some, but I didn't quite know where everything was at, so I figured, hey, I'll just go look. So I'm just gonna, my iPad here, go through my notes. I guess I could have voice, like, memo, but I didn't think about that until I was done with this. Okay, so I was in the GAN building, so that's just where I started off. Okay, and then I went into that little cafe thing that's right there. I don't know the exact name of it, but there's 4 trash bins in there. There's 2 when you walk in, and then there's one on the very far side, and then there's one right in the middle, but there's no recycling bins. And then when you walk out, there's no recycling bins there. It's just a trash can and then one of those little metal trash cans that is connected to a wall. And then I took a left and I kept walking down, and then right next to where the student life is, there's that little computer and printer area, and there's only a trash can there. There's no like recycling bin for paper there, and I thought, it's a printer, there should be recycling bin for paper. And then I kept walking, and on the main floor of the Gannon building where all the where the star card printer, I guess, where you put more money in your star card, there was no recycling bins there either. There was only those brown metal trash cans that are connected to the wall. And then okay. And then by the fitness center, right when you're walking out to go to the parking ramp, there's a white paper only, which is underneath that bin that's underneath the star card thing that's right there. And then there's a recycle bin next to the little PNC ATM, and I believe that's for bottles, but it might also be paper. There was a bunch of people right there, and I didn't feel like taking pictures of people because I had already been getting enough weird looks as it was. Okay. And then I've actually only been up to the 3rd floor of the Gannon building a few times, so I didn't really know what was up there, but it was gross. There was like overflowing garbage in the tiny little itty bitty garbage bags, and the only recycling bin on that level was way shoved over in the corner, back behind all the seats, behind the okay, what is that? Well, it's right there. That little vending machine that's right there. So it's way far away from where you're walking. 3rd floor, yeah. And then the seating area up in that 3rd floor, there was a trash can on the very far side. There was one in the middle, and then one kind of closer to the edge. And I didn't realize that there were so many vending machines up there. But for having all those vending machines, there was no trash cans, and the trash cans that were there were overflowing with trash, those Pepsi cups that you get, and the and bottles from people from water and pop. And then I think it's the 4th floor of the Gannon building that I was at. I was walking and writing this, so it's kind of hard to read. Whatever, the very top floor of the Gannon building, right before you walk out to go to your car, there was receipt paper all over the place from the star card reader, because there was no place for anybody to put that. There was nothing there. and then I went all the way back to the first floor, because this is as I was walking out. The first floor of the Gannon building, under the Star Card Reader, had a recycling bin, but also right next to it was a trash bin. So I understand that. That's all of my notes. I do have pictures. I'm gonna see if they'll like show up here. I'll just kind of try to explain it if I can. Is it gonna show up? These are the recycling bins that are all the way at the very end of the main hallway, and one's for paper and one's for trash, or one's for paper and the other one's for bottles. Oh, and my question was, what's going on with the Arts and Science building? I don't know. I know that they were putting like a bunch of windows in, but I didn't know what was going on here. And then this is in the Arts and Science building. These, because they're doing all the reconstruction in there. Can you see those? I don't know if I do this if you'll see it, but there we go. These used to be up by the math wing, and shoved over way far in the corner, but because it's being all reconstructed, they were right there. But there was nothing in those, so clearly people aren't using them. That or they had just been emptied, because I know that I was there at 5:30, and that's usually about the time that they get emptied. I don't remember what floor this one was on. I think it might have been the second. Focus. But those are kind of the same thing. Oh, and this is the math wing. They're right in front of the math wing. But they were emptying everything, and the people in the office were looking... Focus. Were looking at me funny when I took this picture, but what that is they're emptying out all the garbage cans. Like the garbage cans, not the recyclables. And they're just full of bottles and paper. Like, bottles that you can recycle. Bottles that you can take and get 10 cents for, and I don't understand. There was just so many of them. And you can't really see it in that picture, but there is a lot. This was just me walking around. I think that this picture is on the... Come on, tilt. Okay. Is on the second floor. Or the third floor, I should say. It's just at the very end of the hallway from where the... if you walk all the way from the math wing all the way down and you take a left, well, clearly because it's where they can go. But they were just sitting there. And there's not even, like, a classroom is around, and then the stairway is right next to them. Oh, this was interesting, that there's no place to throw anything, like, there's no place for people to put bottles, so they were just putting them in, I don't know if you can see that, but they were just putting the bottles in the drinking fountain, which, if somebody had a place to put them, I would hope that they would put them there. Okay, this is at the when I was walking fast and taking pictures, because people were looking at me funny, but this is on the same opposite end of the math wing and the vending machines, and that's just a trash bin. I honestly think instead of putting that trash bin there, they could put a recycling bin. And then this was in somebody's office, so at least there is... focus. There is recycling bins in people's offices. This is in the math wing itself. It's that center table when you walk in there. That does have paper recycling, so that's good to know, but I don't know how many people actually know what that is. I'll get back to those pictures. This is over in the, what is it, the Human Services Building? Is that what it's called? I don't know. But they have recycling bins next to the Star Card readers, and they also have the only recycle white paper ones, so that's good. That's in the second. This was at the very end of the hallway. Same hallway, just opposite end. Just a recycling bin sitting next to the thing. Where all the offices are, that's right there. And these, I don't. These are all over the place in that building. This is the first time I've ever been in that building, but I'm assuming that's for trash. I don't know. But I don't really like them. And they're all over the place, too. I think that should be recycled, not waste. This is the... one of the exits. And then... same side. So they have two in the same area, which is good. Again, one of these silly little waste things. As I was walking, I was looking at them. I don't understand them. Oh, back. Okay, and then I walked through all of that building, and then I walked back to the Gannon building to get to my car. This was by where the PNC little ATM is, next to the fitness center, and there's water bottles sitting on top of the debit card reader because there's no place in that area, which is really weird because that's the fitness center, so people are going to be drinking a ton of water in there, and I've never been in the fitness center, so I don't know if they have a recyclable area for that, but people were putting water bottles on top of that thing. So, oh, and this is the Gannon building. So this would be the third floor. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but this is the one of the overflowing trash cans that's just full of stuff. And then there was people had left cups like on the benches next to that because it was so full. And then I think that, yeah, this is the last one, except for when I go back to those. But it's just a trash bin. There's a bunch of them. This is outside in the parking ramp of the Gannon building. Well, duh. But there's just a bunch of those. And I understand why those are out there, but I think that we need more actual recycling bins. But yeah, that was my little, I wanted to see where all of the recycling bins were. And I gotta say that I'm actually like kind of disappointed with LCC because I thought there was more, but there's not. And I think that we as an environmental club need to get more put out there because it's just silly to have all of this stuff being thrown away when you can recycle it. And I wanted to ask somebody at the Human Services building, but a couple of questions, but there was nobody at the desk because it was 5 and everything around there closes at 5. So I just wanted to put that in a video because it's a lot easier than trying to write all that out. So I'm going to make another video about something different, but I'm going to upload this one first. Bye.